Alright, so here's where we slept last night. And our new tent. New for now, anyway. This is the Magilla, or we ordered the Magilla package from Tiger Outdoor Products, and what we used last night is just the footprint, the fly, and then the, I don't remember if it's the UL5 or the UL6 canopy, but it's the mesh one underneath the fly. Well, maybe I can annotate that when we're done. So anyway, I set it up yesterday in the wind. And even in the wind, it was still relatively easy to set up. One thing I noticed out here in our yard is that the ground is really hard. I actually had to use a hammer to get the stakes in. So may have to upgrade the stakes at some point. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to take it down right now. Also going to show you what we slept on. And and there's some kids playing in the neighborhood. So we're getting ready to go to Yosemite, and we purchased this tent just for the trip. We have a bigger tent, a family tent, but we wanted to do some backpacking while we're in Yosemite, so we went ahead and got something smaller. And this may actually even be a little bit too small for us. It's a really well thought out tent. It's got a lot of nice features. You can see the canopy that we used. Again, I don't know if this is the UL5 or the UL6, but a lot of nice features. It has the full bathtub floor, as you can see. That's all the way around. Can't see past my bag over there, but the seam right in the middle is fully taped right from the box, right the way they send it to you. You can see how tight it is in here, and this is what we didn't like about it, other than, I mean, there's, like I said, a lot of nice features other than just what I showed you. But this is my wife's sleeping bag. She used a big Agnes Pearl 30 degree, and that's my Kelty Cosmic Down. It's a 40 degree bag. We're both sleeping on the big Agnes Q-Core SL, and we love the pads. The pads are absolutely awesome. I was not cold whatsoever at any point last night. Even when at one point I was directly on the pad. The pads are amazing. They have a 4.5 R value. I was trying this camp pillow out too. It was actually a little bit too big for me. It was taking up a lot of room, and it was awkward to have to try to deal with. But getting back to the tent. Anyway, we love our bags. Getting back to the tent. You can see it has a small gear loft. A couple little things can fit up there. I just have a flashlight up there right now. So, the tech line. And there's a couple little storage pockets at either end in the corners. And we have good room, you know, above our heads and past our feet. My wife obviously has a little bit more room than I do, but we were shoulder to shoulder in here, really tight, really tight. And we just didn't like that. We want a little bit more room. So we're going to look at some other 2-mans, possibly some 3-mans. I'm thinking a 3-man might be the way to go. We're just going to have to pack the extra weight. This is exceptionally light. You can look up the statistics online, but this setup right here with everything that I threw down, I believe is right about 4 pounds. Might be a little bit over 4 pounds. So for a 2-person tent, that's great. Like I said, a lot of great features in that sense. But it's just, I think it's a little bit too small for us. I'm 5'9", my wife's 5'5", and it was hard. Grateful that we used this canopy. If I would have used the other one, the other canopy has the sides similar to the material of the fly. It comes up to about here, and then it's mesh on the top, and you can use the dew cap over the top. But we had a lot of condensation on the underside of the fly, as you're going to get. It vented well. We kept the warm, but you know, we still ended up with some some condensation. So anyway, I'm gonna pull out the bags and the sleeping bags right now, tear the tent down, and I may leave that in unedited. I may edit it a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But we're hoping to get some more video of us using the tent in Yosemite. We'll see how it goes.
Are you the new neighbor? Yeah, right. I'm up. Nice to meet you. Love to meet you. Hi, Ryan.
So here's the stakes. They give you 6, which is enough to stake out the edges of the fly and put one at each corner. It suggested, I think in the directions, that for the the inclement weather, if you're in winds or whatever, you can actually stake it out on the ends of the tent. And they give you some short guy lines to do so, but this really didn't seem to me like enough to stake off the corners. But we didn't need it, so I didn't set it up. And that is a perfect example of why you stake the tent down.
Yeah.
What you can't see off the camera right over there is there's a hill that runs down behind our house. And I caught it just as it was starting to go down the hill. So lightweight tents are great, but they're not going to stay put if the wind kicks up and you don't have them staked down. Another interesting thing about the tent too is that the fly stays connected because of the Fascinate system they have on it. So that whole time the fly stayed connected to the tent, even when it rolled away and blew almost down the hill. So let's take a look at those. So this is how I elected to hook these to the tent. So you can see the fly has these, this is shock cord, and they have it so that there's a loop in each of these. And I just hooked it on underneath to the bottom of that tent pole that runs through the sleeves. So the sleeves have a hook and loop on the outside that attaches it to the fly. You can see that there. And there's the canopy underneath. So as you can see, it'll set up relatively quickly because of how that goes together. So you can see I'm just doing a quick fold on this. I'm actually going to lay it out inside the house here in a little while. We're getting ready to go on a day hike, so I'm just trying to get this packed up relatively quickly. So this is just the fly, and I saw somebody on YouTube, I'll see if I can find the video again, who said that you can pitch just the fly with the poles. And I'm not sure exactly how they did it, because the fly requires those hook and loops to connect to this canopy. You may actually be able to use the Velcro on the inside to go around the poles, but I haven't tried that. But that can be used in just a configuration, and it makes sense, but I haven't tried to set it up that way. Anyway, that's about the size that the fly will pack down to. It'll be a little bit neater when you actually fold it back up. Good catch. Fly. Almost got away from it again. So here's an up close look at the way that the tent poles go together with the canopy. So you can see the canopy has these eyelets in it, and the tent pole has that contoured foot on it, and they just pop in there. Hi. Hey, how's it going? And then there's a second hole there, which I'm not 100% certain what that's for. It doesn't seem like the tent poles are supposed to go in that. I think that would make it too tight. That may be, you know, if you want to choose to stake it down that way. I don't know. So I can look into that. If I find anything, I'll throw an annotation on there down in the video below. But that's how those go together at each corner. And then you can see they just pop out. And once you take the one pole out of either end, it'll just lay down flat. Make sure it's not going to take off on me here. You can see there would be some challenges of setting this up in a little bit in windy conditions. last section of the poles has a bend, probably a little bit less than 30 degrees there, but so that the end of the tent sits close to vertical when it's erected. So aluminum pole set is another nice feature of this particular tent. I don't know of other tents that feature that. I've looked at quite a few. We selected to go with this one because the manufacturer said that that particular aspect of the design eliminates what he referred to as the wedge of wasted space. So I can attest to the fact that it did do that. And again, I'm 5'9". My wife is 5'5", and we had plenty of room at our head and past our feet. It's the width that's problematic for us. It's just not wide enough. there's the whole package. I'm gonna take time to refold that later. Obviously the footprint can go in there too. I'm gonna fold it a little nicer. These poles have their own sack. Pegs have their own sack. Probably don't need those. Pack carefully. But that's it on the tent for now. See ya.